Alright guys, hopefully you had a successful fishing trip. If you're watching this video, you probably did. What we have right here are some sections of yellowfin tuna loin. These are pulled right out of the good old bloody bag, and yours will look similar to this. These are off of about a 40 pounder. But when you pull them out, they're going to have some different meat that looks kind of grainy and not too nice, and what you're going to want to do is trim all that up. But the first thing I do, I pull it out, I wipe it off, pat it. Just plan on using a whole roll of paper towels when you're processing your fish. Again, you cannot get tuna wet. When you do, it turns into this type of stuff. So if you look at this piece, on your bigger tuna, this is a good piece that you can leave on. To be honest with you, on these smaller ones, I just take it and I cut past it. So we're going to cut and just fillet it straight off the skin. Just let that roll off. You've got this little loin here. You can then take that off, and you can use that for spicy tuna. It's got a lot of snoo in it on the smaller tuna. That's why I don't suggest, it's not one of my favorite pieces. But it is edible if you want to dice it up, you want to smoke it, it's fine. So now we've got basically just a loin. We're going to trim off some of this white snooey meat. Get rid of that. And then you're going to have this red line. Now what I do is I take a thin layer of meat off of pretty much the entire loin. And then I'm going to cut in just a little bit and just kind of roll it out and cut that red line out. Go over the piece, make sure we've got all that grainy meat off of it from it being wet. And that loin is ready to be vacuum sealed. Let's get a worse look. This one's got some funkiness about it. But anyway, we're going to do basically the same thing. Let's just roll that right off the skin. We'll get rid of the skin. We're going to clean our workspace, just wipe it off. And then we're going to trim this up. If you'll see, once we trim it up, get that soft meat off the top, you've got good, clean, firm meat. I'm going to roll that red line out of there. And it's really important to have a very sharp knife. You can do this with I've got a Japanese knife here, but you can do it with a fillet knife. It's just fine. And again, we're just going to kind of clean up the edges there. Now this one's off a little bigger tuna. As you see, it's just got a little snoo in it. That would be adequate for 2 tuna steaks. You're going to want to cut them about 1 inch thick each. I'll go ahead and do that just so you'll see what you're going to be working with. So you take those, there you've got 2 ahi tuna steaks ready to sear. And that's really about it. You're going to want to vacuum seal everything you don't eat. The tuna will stay good for about a week after you get back without having to freeze it. I recommend eating it within about 3 to 4 months, even vacuum freezing it. Give away 2/3 of what you bring home. But that's about it.